All right, today we are going to be going through a glute bridge progression. So for our first glute bridge, we are going to be doing this body weight and on the floor. So go ahead and get yourself a nice comfortable mat, and we're going to move onto the floor. So we'll turn to the side, lie down with your knees bent. I want you to walk those feet nice and close to the glutes with your toes nice and even. Now, this is very, very important. I want you to make sure that your back is not arching up off of the ground. We don't want a big arch to that spine. We really want to pull the belly button in and squish that low back into the mat. So brace through the core, squish that low back down to the mat. From there, we're going to maintain that brace, and then we're going to lift our hips up off the floor, stopping just before that back starts to arch again. Holding for about 3 seconds, and then lowering nice and slowly. Reset at the bottom, release that core, and then tighten up. Make sure that back is nice and flat. Lift the hips, hold for 3 seconds, and then relax and return to neutral. That should be all you need to know for a body weight glute bridge. For the weighted glute bridge, we are going to have a dumbbell. We're going to pull it up on top of our hips, and we are going to have the hands blocking the dumbbell from rolling back at the face. A very important point for this exercise is if we are pregnant, recently postpartum, or have had any kind of abdominal surgery, we don't want to place this weight here. We want to keep it off, and I'll show you a different progression for a single leg glute bridge next. So place those hands on the weight, walk the feet back, toes nice and even, brace that core, lift the hips up, squeeze through the glutes, hold for 3 seconds, and then return down. That should be all that you need to know for a weighted glute bridge. For a single leg glute bridge variation, we are going to be laying in the same position that we would for a standard glute bridge. We're going to tuck those feet in, we're going to lift one leg from the floor. So I want this leg that's lifted to be at 90 degrees. We don't want to extend it out, and we don't want to let it hang here. So a nice strong 90-degree position. Hands go down to the floor. I pull my core in nice and tight. I stabilize through that planted leg, and then I lift my hips up, keeping my core tight, and then lower back to start. Again, lift up, and then lower to start. That should be all you need to know for a single leg glute bridge. For a barbell hip thrust, this is the most complex and difficult version of a glute bridge variation. We are going to be using a barbell and a padded surface. This could be a bench or a foam block like I have here. To get into this position, we are going to come down to the floor, taking a seat. In whatever way that's kind of comfortable for you, you're going to grab that barbell and pull it to your hips. This is much easier with bumper plates. I just don't have bumper plates on at the moment so that you guys can actually see how I am positioned through this exercise. So we pull that up. Typically you would just roll it over your legs to this point here. We're going to place our elbows on the pad behind us. From here, I'm going to lift my hips up and push my back to the pad behind me. I'm going to walk my feet in so that they're at 90 degrees. And then I'm going to lower my hips down, and then on the exhale, press up. Lower the hips down, press up, keeping my core tucked in nice and tight as I lower and lift. Once I'm finished, I'm going to place my elbows on that box behind me, lower my hips all the way to the ground, and then remove and roll off my barbell. That should be all you need to know for a hip thrust.